Hello and welcome to Dave's Delightful Dishes. As always, I'm Dave, and it is such a delight to have you here visiting me today in my kitchen. And today it's time for some summer recipes, so let's try a special summer pasta dish. Let's check it out. So this dish comes to me by way of my local farmer's market. There was a vendor there when I was last there, selling a product called tomato Lonsa. From the company's called Ajis, Aajis. Pronunciation might be wrong. They can feel free to correct me in the comments. It's a tomato condiment that's from Western India, and it is delicious. And they actually had all these little recipe cards, and they had one for like a summer pasta that I thought was pretty cool, but I wanted to kind of adjust it to make it mine. So today we're going to take these ingredients. And turn it into a quick summer pasta that's so fast you can get it done in a snap. Let's head over to the stove and we'll start working on it. All right, well, my first step is I'm getting a half a pound of linguine into boiling pasta water, which is, boiling water that I've put some salt in. Don't worry, that's kind of out of screen, but that's just going to sit there and do its thing. I've got this pan heating up, and we're going to add some oil to this. That's a little bit of olive oil. And I can see that's starting to heat up and get nice. So the first thing I got to do is I'm going to take my summer squash. Now this summer squash came out of my garden, but you could use zucchini or any other green squash or green or yellow squash you can find. And I cut it into like cubes. And we're going to start cooking this up, letting it saute so it'll soften. Move it around the pan. And I'm going to add just a little bit of salt. Just a touch, because I want to start sweating it out a little bit. So just a pinch. And we keep this moving around. And we're going to let this cook down until it softens a little bit. Then we'll add in the next ingredient. So about 2 minutes in, and these are starting to brown a little bit, and they're softening up. So I now have a full shallot that I've diced, really chopped roughly. That's going to go in as well. And we're going to give this another 2 minutes or so to let that sweat out as well. And this is just an incredibly easy dish to make. So everything's cooking up real nice, so I'm going to turn the heat down to kind of medium-low, and I'm going to add these halved cherry tomatoes. I use my tomatoes in my garden haven't started producing yet, but I've got like 15 different types of cherries. So you'll see these varieties, and it's really nice to have a variety of colors in your plate. So I always try to get one of the blends whenever I'm at the store or out of my garden. So now, all that's in there. I have this 1 pound of scallops. These ones happen to be really big, but you can go with a half pound or you can go with a full pound. And I'm going to add just a little bit more oil here, just so I don't get any sticking. And I've salted lightly after I patted dry these scallops. If your pan isn't so big, you can always just take the vegetables out, or do these scallops first, then remove them, and then reintroduce them later in the dish. There we go. Now those are going to go for about a minute on each side, and then I'm going to stir everything together. And keep it on medium-low so nothing gets burnt. You'll see the scallops will start turning pretty quickly. And we've got more cooking to do with them too. We're just trying to get them started. Okay, so I'm going to put the lid on this and leave it on medium-low, and I'm going to let this go for about 2 minutes. All right, so this has now been going for about 2 to 3 minutes. I'm going to give this all a nice stir. You can see there's some nice brown happening at the bottom of the pan. And it's now time to add the Lonsa. And this is a 4-ounce container, and I'm going to use, sorry, it's an 8-ounce container, and I'm going to use the whole thing. That all goes in. And this is the spicy one, but they come in a lot of flavors, but I like the heat. So this is all going to get mixed together here. I'm going to put this on low. And I'm going to let this simmer for about 3 minutes. Okay, so now since I put the pasta in, it's been 12 minutes. This is all nice and simmering. The flavors are coming together. The scallops are cooking. So I need to finish this. I'm going to finish the pasta in this sauce. So I got to bring my pasta bowl up, my pasta pot nice and close without burning myself. And I'm going to get this linguine into the pan. There's probably ways to do it without being messy. I haven't found them. And this is a half a pound of linguine. You can always, that's enough for 2 people with a little bit of extra. But depending on how many people you're serving, you can adjust this recipe to your taste. Or to your needs, really. So now we got to stir this around. And I'm going to add a tablespoon of butter. I would use ghee, but I pulled my ghee out today and it was expired. So rather than making myself ill, I decided to live. Sometimes it's good to choose life. I'm going to stir this around and get it all mixed in. And if it's not saucy enough, we can add a little bit of the pasta water. And now I'm going to bring the heat up. Move the pasta water out of my way. And we're just going to let this cook together for a little bit. I'm going to reduce this into a sauce, which will take 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, so we're going to let this cook. And so we're now at a total of like 16 minutes, and we're almost ready to serve. Now, as you can see, the sauce is thickened up. Now we're at 18 minutes total, and this meal is now ready to come off and go to plating. So I'll see you back at the workstation for final presentation. All right, so presentation, super easy. I got a pasta server. I'm going to carefully get myself a nice portion. You want to make sure that you got some of all the ingredients up where they can be seen. I got 3 scallops in there, some of all the vegetables. The sauce is everywhere. It's fragrant. It smells good. This is going to get out of my way. And then for garnish, I have a basil floret. And for a meal that's done in less than 30 minutes, this could be good for lunch, it could be good for a dinner, and man, is it delightful. And you don't have to use the scallops if you don't want to. I wanted to add that because I like having a protein in with my pasta. And this is just like, it's calling for something, and scallops go very well with a pasta dish. But if you don't like scallops, put something else in, or just use the vegetables. It's pretty versatile, and it's quick, and it's easy. But the trick is, if you can't find Lonsa, then you can substitute other spices. But it's going to be just kind of a tomato-based sauce and try to make it a little bit spicier. Anyhow, I hope you guys like this. If you can get your hands on the ingredients, give it a try. If not, you can let me know in the comments below, and I'll try to come up with a spice mix for you to use as a substitute. Other than that, if you haven't already, hit like and subscribe. Ring the bell, let me know what you think, and let me know if you've tried this recipe after you see it, and let me know what you want me to see next. And you can go to my Facebook page for Dave's Delightful Dishes, where you'll see both pictures of me as well as you can go to my Instagram for that, for different updates and things that are going on. And on my Facebook page, you can also check out my Spreadshirt app, where you can get my merch, including aprons and coffee mugs and all kinds of things. Give it a look. But anyhow, I'll see you at the next recipe.